Yo guys, what is up? Mike's in our first Descendant video, and today we're going to be going over a quick guide to the new Inversion system and the Invasion dungeons. These are new content for Season 1. They are a little bit interesting, so I'm going to be breaking down everything you need to know in this video. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get right into it. So once you load into Albion for your first time in the season, you're going to have a quest marker, should be on guide. You're going to have to do a bunch of little quest steps where you have to do like a special operation in White Knight Gulch. You've got to do a hard mode infiltration. You've got to clear a few outposts. Just follow the quest steps until you eventually have to talk to the research lady, where you're going to be getting your kind of final quest steps to begin the grind for Hailey and unlock the Inversion dungeons. Now, once you do unlock your Inversion reinforcement, you can find it at the very bottom. You've got presets, weapon list, Descendant modules, and then your Inversion reinforcement. Once you unlock it for the first time, you will unlock your first point. I personally would recommend spending it in the season point. This allows you to, when you're identifying energy sources, cause an additional hit when hitting the legions attached to the arc containers with the firearm. There are a lot of different buffs here. Unfortunately, a lot of them have negatives that outweigh the positives. So, for example, this Void Adrenaline, when your HP is 20% or less during intercept battle, you get Void Adrenaline, which gives you 20% more movement speed, but you lose 32% of your firearm attack and 32% of your explosive attack for 3 seconds on a 10-second cooldown. You could argue that this could be potentially helpful for Bunny, but besides Bunny, it's not useful for really anyone. I don't know why you would ever want to sacrifice all of that damage just for 20% movement speed. And that trend kind of continues with a lot of other things. For example, high density flame particle gives you plus fire resistance, but your skills cost more, which doesn't make any sense. The high density toxic particle gives you toxic resistance, but you just lose damage on both your firearms and your explosives. I really hope that they take another look at this system, because right now I feel like these perks are, one, not very interesting, and two, not very beneficial. And if there isn't an incentive or a motivation to grind out these Inversion reinforcements to get these perks, then there's not much going on here. Once you've picked your Inversion buff, you can start doing these Invasion dungeons. You can do 2 of these dungeons a day, so there's 2 of them, so you get 4 dungeon completions a day, and then you're kind of time gated out of them to doing them again. And the way that these work is you get to pick if you want to do an infiltration operation hard. This is just doing a normal dungeon. It's not affected by anything. Or you can do your disrupt invasion. That is the new seasonal thing, and this is where you're going to have your reward for getting Hailey data chips, catalyst rings, and components. They do have a invasion penalty, so they've got a modifier or something, a downside that's going to make you want to not use something. And we're just going to kind of walk you through these dungeons real quick to kind of give you an idea of how they work and how to do them. And once again, you are going to want to try to do this in the time limit to get gold. If you are above the time limit, I recommend just not killing the boss, because obviously you only get to do these twice a day. So you're really trying to aim for gold. For this first dungeon in Echo Swamp, it's got a different mechanic than the other one. This one, I just knocked my mic over. This one is a little bit more complicated. So this is definitely the one that I wanted to explain first. So the very first dungeon that we're going to be walking through is the Echo Swamp one. This has the pillar mechanic. So basically how these pillars work is you've got 4 slots on each pillar, right? And you shoot the little infestations to reveal the slots. You can use abilities to damage these as well, but guns work quite well as well. But basically how this mechanic works is you're trying to look at multiple columns to decipher what symbols you're going to need, and then you interact with a plate to explode everything. And if you guessed right, you get to stay alive, and you get a laser and get to break through the door. So this is a upside down hammerhead shark. You can call it whatever you want, but because we're reading it top to bottom, that is going to be in our 2 slot. So we've got hammerhead shark on the 2. We're now going to try to find a second symbol. So we've got hammerhead on 2. We've got the fork on 1. So hammerhead 2, fork 1. And now we've got 2 symbols. We're going to make sure that we are checking. You can go off of 2 symbols. It's like extra safe to go off of 3. Sometimes you can shotgun it into like 4 symbols or 1 symbol. But we now know that the pillar is in the 4th slot. So we're going to try to find something that all of those things align. So we've got pillar in the 4 slot. We've got hammerhead shark in the 3 and, or sorry, upside down hammerhead shark in the 3 and fork in the 2. My memory is not good, so we're just going to double check, make sure that we are getting the right one. There is fork in the 1. So we want to make sure that fork is in the 1. So that was not our correct one. That is not correct. Here's another one. That is not correct. Here is our thing. So we've got fork in the 1, hammerhead down in the 2, and pillar in the 4. That is going to explode. I like kind of ran out of time there, so it just kind of exploded, but I happened to be standing in the right circle. But now you get a laser, which you want to shoot at this door and just like blow up the eyes. If you are holding down the tap fire, you can kind of charge it up a little bit faster to try to rush through this mechanic. As you can see, like I kind of like caught it there. And now we've still got 1 eye left. We just got to repeat this 1 more time. So checking this, we've got a right side up or up hammerhead in the 3 slot. Let's try to find some more. We've got a down hammerhead in the 4 slot. So down 4, up 3, down 4, up 3. That's down 4, up 3. We're just going to shotgun this and guess. That's down 4, up 3. This is going to explode. Hopefully we guessed right. Nice. Now we get to pick up the laser and go back to the door. And it's just this mechanic repeating itself multiple times throughout the entire thing. We're going to probably skip ahead to the boss room so that you can see what it looks like to fight the boss. All right, so we just made it to the boss room. I just kind of want to show you how it works for the bosses. It's pretty much the exact same thing. Just instead of shooting at a door, you shoot the boss with the laser. So break these. Nothing on that pillar. We've got star in a 3 slot there. In the interest of time, we're just going to send it with star on the 3 slot. See if we get correct. Boom. We guessed correctly. So sometimes you could just send it on 1. That gave me the laser. Shoot. Shoot. Shoot the boss again. And now we can damage him and kill him. And that is the dungeon. Looks like even explaining it, taking our time, we are going to finish. But the big thing is just getting a hang of understanding the plates and the mechanics on that. And then once you do, they're not too bad. It's more of like an annoying mechanic, but there we finished our gold. And now we get our rewards. So we got 3 parts of Hailey's stabilizer component, and we got our 1.25 million gold, which is affected by our booster. So we got another 376,000 just from doing that dungeon, which is fantastic. We're going to do a quick tutorial of the next dungeon. It, in my opinion, is much simpler. So we're just going to go through that quickly. And then we're going to talk about actually acquiring Hailey and the methods to do so, and why people are upset about Hailey acquisition right now. So let's do this tutorial, and then we'll talk about that. So for these dungeons, these ones are a lot more simple. Basically, there's going to be a plate. The plate is your reader plate, and you're going to want to go and check out your like door on your door once you jump onto your plate. So once you jump on your plate, you're going to see that you need 3 colors to grab. We've got yellow, purple, and red, which are right here. These 3. And you just need to stand on them. That's all you need to do. It is important to note that the enemies can actually shoot your plate out. So if you are standing on the plate and taking too long to like identify what you're supposed to be doing, the enemies can actually shoot the plate and you will like fall down and have to restart. But as you can see, we got our 3 colors. And then we could just move to the next area. You just repeat this multiple times. In the final room, the boss will have a shield color, and you need to stay standing on that plate to shoot the boss. I actually found that it was easier to do this dungeon on tankier characters because you need to stand on the plates. I would personally recommend characters like Ajax, Enzo, or Glay for these dungeons to get them done quickly. So for this one, boss's white shield, we're going to want to stand on the white platform. Bringing in Afterglow, bringing in Enduring Legacy is all like really great things to bring here because the boss is pretty tanky. And also, if you don't kill him quickly, he goes into a immune phase. So we are gonna try to finish him off. There we go. We got him. But basically, if you don't kill him quickly, what happens is he's just going to go immune again, and you're going to have to step on another plate. That's why you want to bring a bunch of damage, because if you kill him quickly enough, he won't have to go on another plate. So now to kind of address the elephant in the room, which is the Hailey grind. Right now, Hailey is by far and away the hardest Descendant in the game to acquire because of the amount of grind and RNG required to get her. So I did my 4 dungeon runs for the day. 4 dungeon runs net me 12 pieces of Hailey. I need 144 pieces to fully build her, which means if I have perfect RNG doing my time-gated dungeons every day, it's going to take me 12 days to acquire Hailey. But, you know, that is with perfect RNG. It's a chance to get the different pieces. So even if I get 36 Hailey data chips by day 4 or 5, I'm not guaranteed to not keep getting more data chips. So 12 days is with perfect RNG, which means that this is going to be quite a grind to get her fully built. Now, there is another way to acquire Hailey pieces. If you go to her access info, go to their Descendants, you can click on the different pieces. And for example, for like the Spiral Catalyst Ring, I didn't get any today. Maybe I want to farm some. It'll tell you that I can go and do the Hard Asylum or Hard Caligo Ossuary. Now, these drop from mission monsters. It's not a mission end. It's not like a reward how it normally would be for like an amorphous material. They drop from mission monsters. Apparently, it's only from the boss. So it's not like you can run in, kill an elite, and leave and like do them really quickly. You have to do the entire dungeon. And it's a drop chance from the boss that seems to be not very good. I've heard of people running 30 of these dungeons and only getting 2 pieces. And once again, those pieces that are dropping, I don't know the exact drop rate, but let's say it's a 1 in 5 drop rate from doing this boss. It's still, you get 1 piece of the 36. So you still need to get 36 pieces to build out 1 part of her. So the grind is kind of insane for her right now. Obviously, they want people to spend money. It is a free-to-play game. I'm happy to support the devs of this game, but I do think that there's ways to make this better without having, like, people will swipe for these Descendants if they're like a hard drop chance, but I think this is a little too much. I think it's a step back from what they've done previously with other Descendants. People will still swipe for these Descendants. If there is a bit of a grind, I think this is overdoing it, in my opinion, and I'd love to see them tweak this. I think the idea of giving you something that you can, like, guaranteed farm is good, but I think it's just a little too much right now, and I think it's I'm a little frustrated with it because I think this is going to overshadow all of the other good stuff in this update because there is a lot of good. But guys, that is going to do it for the video. A little bit of a guide on the Invasion dungeons and also kind of my opinions on like how to acquire Hailey. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care. Peace. So this one we'll be able to activate. You're going to want to stand inside this and an explosion happens. If you are outside